Hello, happy 2017. I hope your year has been going very well. So I feel like it's time for a bit of a public service announcement. We need to have a conversation about something. Don't worry, it's okay. So in the wintertime, I will use my cane. My cane is like one of those standard like blind canes, the white one with the ball at the end. It makes me more confident when I have to walk in the snow or whatever. But there's a lot of downsides to them, and the downside are not my fault, and that's why I feel like I need to have a conversation, because I cannot stop the downsides, but maybe you can. Maybe you can. Maybe you can do something. Pop quiz. What do you do if you see someone wandering around with a mobility aid? A mobility aid being like a cane, a walker, a wheelchair. What do you do? What do? You do nothing. You do not do anything. You let them go on their merry way. You may be thinking, well, what if they need help? Okay. First, let's start with not assuming that just because someone has a mobility aid means that they need help in some way. If it's clear that they do need help, if someone's having a hard time getting through a doorway, or it's like someone slipping on ice or having trouble getting around in the snow or whatever, which is usually my situation, what you have to do is go up to them and say, "Hi, do you need help?" If they don't respond, don't do anything. If they say no, walk away. And if they say yes, do what they ask you to do, nothing more. Because the point of helping someone is to make things easier for them, and chances are the disabled person who currently needs the help knows what will help them more than you do. Very simple. Very, very simple. Helping someone is not about making yourself feel heroic, not about, giving you the warm fuzzies. We're not opportunities, mate. We're not. We're people doing our own thing. And a lot of the time when you think someone needs help, they're just going for a walk. Another major one that I feel like should be really obvious is don't touch people without their permission. Especially not strangers who you don't know. You don't know anything about this person. You don't know them. It's happened like multiple times where people have come up behind me and grabbed me, and of course I jump because like anyone who gets grabbed from behind jumps. And fortunately, usually when it's a woman, she is always like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry," and then she goes away and moves on with her life, good. But one time, some man, I decided I didn't know where I was going. I was going to my metro stop. There's like one walkway that you follow to get inside, but he decided, look at this, they're a blind person. That means they don't know what they're going. And I, someone who does not know them and someone who does not live in their head, know where they need to go. So he decided to come up behind me and grab my shoulders. And I have very small shoulders, so he was grabbing around my neck. Like, what person is going to react to that calmly? So I move out, I duck out of the way, I spin around, I'm like, "Don't touch me." And he starts going on like, "I'm just trying to steer you in the right direction, honey." And I just like kind of said, "Just don't touch me, don't touch me." And he's going on, and like eventually he leaves with, "Fine, but you're such an inspiration." And I just felt like so uncomfortable with that entire interaction. There's another thing. Do not call anyone an inspiration or brave. That is not a compliment. It is incredibly condescending. Because chances are we're just doing our thing, being people, and the fact that you expect less from that is an insult. With all the people who grab me and give me unwanted attention when I have my cane, it makes me feel more unsafe than if I didn't have my cane. I might use it more if I felt safe, but I don't. I don't feel safe with it. And that's not how it's supposed to work. A pretty silly experience that happens a lot is people will drive by me and offer to give me lifts. I think that just because I'm blind means that I haven't heard of stranger danger before. Like, I'm sure you're a perfectly nice person, but like, I'm not willing to risk my life for a lift. Like, although, fun fact, one time I was lost and I did have my cane, and a mail truck drove by and the guy offered to give me a lift. So I have ridden in a Canada Post truck. Yeah, true story. So what did we learn in this video? 1, don't touch people without their permission. People don't exist to teach you things or to make you feel better about yourself. And don't decide that people need help for them. They know. I feel like this all boils down to like, don't be an asshole and just treat everyone like they're an equally complex people with equally complex lives and histories as you. Let's just all do that. Let's just all treat everyone like we treat ourselves. There you go. I hope you learned something, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!